congrats on the film, Dragonfly.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, how has your experience being at Dinard?
It's been really amazing. I've not been. This is the third time I've been. But my first film actually won here, but I wasn't here. And then I was on the jury. And then I had another film that just sort of was showing. And, you know, it's a beautiful town. And, you know, basically you just realise how fortunate you are. So we're very, very lucky to be here.
With Dragonfly, you got two absolutely incredible leads, Andrea, Brenda. Like, how on earth did you get them on board? What was the casting process like?
Well, really, it was troublesome and not troublesome. So we had, so Andrea, I met Andrea, and she really liked it and wanted to do it, which was just amazing because obviously she is in a class of her own, I think, in terms of an actress, and just brilliant and lovely. And then we did have someone else in the role of Elsie, and 2 weeks before we started prep, they pulled out for various reasons, and we were like, okay, we are really in the shit. And sort of we went to various people, and I didn't think I thought Brenda was too young, if you like. So I didn't really think she would want to do it. And then literally the day we were talking about paying off everyone who'd already worked on it and stopping, she said yeah. And it's literally the day, and it sounds like a story, but it's not the story. It's totally true. I was over it. I wanted to quit the production because I didn't think it was going to work, and we didn't have an actress. So it was very, very scary. I mean, not like fucking real scary, but like scary in terms of how much work we'd put into it.
That's interesting then, because obviously there wasn't really any. I assume there wasn't much rehearsal time.
No rehearsal.
So because the chemistry is so great between the two, so was that just organically developed throughout production? Yeah.
Just literally throughout the filming, because we were filming the first week was just Brenda and the care workers and other people, and then Andrea came on board, and it was just, the thing is, they are both so brilliant and professional and good at what they do, and they got, you know, that it's about the script. Really. They got the script and they understood the characters and they understood what I had intended, and then I understand what they had intended to bring to it. So it was really just, they were just really, really good. And it was mostly just letting them do what they do. I was honestly, it was really lucky. The pre-production was very stressful. The actual production, much less so.
So much of your work has this kind of unsettling, kind of underlying atmosphere that bubbles away. What's the secret to that? Like, how do you do it so well across all of your work?
I think I know, because so much makes me on edge in life. I mean, the thing is obviously for some people they do get on edge, some people don't, some people are frustrated by it. You know, so it's horses for courses in terms of what people like of the film. Yes, it is tense, but I think we bring our own tension to it because of what subconscious opinions we put on the characters. So we make a judgment already straight away, and then that fuels our tension. You know, with a little bit of help of music and camera work and performance, but intensely we've got an idea of what we think of the characters anyway.
Because I was going to ask as well with that, whether that kind of underlying tension, does that come through in your script, or is it?
I mean, I think so. I think people, I think so. I think in the script, the people, you know, there is that tension, obviously, but I also, you know, you do that, you get to the point when you're working and you're editing, you know what you're going to shoot and you know how you're going to sort of put a scene together that it will possibly have the effect of, you know, making people go, oh, I don't feel very comfortable. Yeah.
I have to talk about Sabre.
Yeah.
Dog, absolutely amazing dog. How was it working with her on set.
Yeah, she was great. I mean, Dixie was brilliant. You know, working with a dog is like working with a dog, because the dog doesn't do what you want it to do, and you then adjust to what you're going to film, you know, to what the dog will do and what the dog is capable of, and you have to really lower your expectations of what you're going to get out of it. And you know, a lot of the time you're doing shots and you know, you're keeping the camera running, and you're like, if I get like a 4-second chunk in one go, I'm like, okay, that's it, I've got that, and I use the full 4 seconds. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it really is, you have to get what you get.
I'm trying to not spoil so much around the ending.
Yeah.
But there's already a lot of prejudice against people who are on benefits or who are working class in the UK. Was there any concern with how general audiences would react to certain characters doing certain things?
Well, I mean, the thing is what, for me, what's interesting about it, again, without giving it away, is that we have this idea that the working class, or the lower class characters, and they're all lower class in the film, but there is some sort of motive or nefarious motive, which, you know, without, again, giving it away, I don't believe there is. So anything that happens in the end is due to the story and due to the situations that they've been put in, rather than any form of, you know, badness in a way. It's like, it's not, I don't think I can understand why all the characters do what they do, all of them. And to sort of, so I don't blame it, you know, obviously there's extremities in various elements of it, but I don't necessarily think it's justified, but I think, you know, I can understand, because there's innocence everywhere.
That kind of explosive finale, you know, it's not just Dragonfly, it's like Bull, it's other works that you've done. Is that something that's just like cathartic to you?
Well, I don't know, I mean, especially in Bull, there is obviously it leads to an end which possibly people didn't work out, and with this as well, you know, the end does reach a point which perhaps if you saw it from the beginning, you're not expecting. However, as I said, it's not unreal. It's something one can imagine happening when, you know, people's worlds are affected in such a terrible way. But yeah, I personally, yeah, it is an ending that I think that when you start watching the film, you don't expect. And some people like that, some people don't, you know. But yeah, it is, but I don't know why. I don't know why. But stories always should lead towards the event at the end, or to, you know, always the journey to the end. And I think the journey is justifiable and believable, and therefore the ending is fair. It is how I believe it could end.
So when it has that wider release, what's the one thing they want audiences to take away from watching Dragonfly?
I think I just want people to see it, really, and then what they take away from it is, I wrote this film about these characters who go on this journey together, and who bring a lot to each other's lives, and how that is interrupted. And I think it would be nice if we could look at, when we leave, we can think about how we treat old people, but we can also think about how we treat the lower classes, and what our opinions are of people, and how we misjudge people, and how it's very easy to pigeonhole the working class intention.